Welcome to another episode of The Tech Show with your host, Warren Pickstone.
So I thought I'd track down someone in the UK, Tim Case, who's using new technology to help his clients recover from injuries. So do you want to talk me through this fantastic looking machine?
Yeah, of course I can. Well, this machine we're looking at here is called WinBack, and it's electrical therapy, and we're very, very excited about it here at Pain Solutions.
It does look very high tech. Now I have seen a meme of you with a quite well known, character on it. Sort of Cryo Man, I'd say. What do you think about that as a title?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I got called the Ice Wizard about 8 weeks ago, which made me laugh. Someone said they described me to the friends as the Ice Wizard, which really made me laugh.
This unit you've got here, I've not seen one before, so is it quite a common unit?
It's getting very, very popular in the football world and rugby world. It works on the same frequency as a TENS machine, but it's better than a TENS machine. If you speak to a scientific guru, they'll say to you it's similar to TENS, but it's a lot more powerful. It's a lot more localised. For traumas, pains and injuries, this machine is absolute next level.
Yeah, and I suppose one of the ththings that sort of brought me to your attention was around the fact you do cryo as well. And I think I've not seen this used with cryo at the same time or at the same clinic.
I'm actually the first clinic in England, Warren, to have the WinBack therapy and cryotherapy. Now, the cryotherapy on its own is incredibly powerful, and the WinBack therapy on its own is incredibly powerful. So for me to have both machines to get people out of aches and pains and problems is very exciting for me. It's really, really good, yeah.
Yeah, I've not had this one done yet. I've had some problems with my back and I have had some cryo treatment, but do you want to just explain to my listeners what cryotherapy is? Because most people might not even heard of it.
Yeah, absolutely, Warren, yeah. Cryotherapy, mate, is basically, it's liquid nitrogen based therapy. Now that sounds really, really scary, but it's a vapour that comes out of the, if you like, the nozzle and basically applied directly onto the tissues. Now basically this can take the temperature of your skin right the way down to sort of into your minuses, your sub-zeros. So but quite literally, your body thinks to itself it's being attacked. So it's a very, very clever way of tricking the brain to thinking, God, we've got to send healants down to, if you like, heal the body. Because it starts off with a cooling effect. We start putting the vapour on. And what it actually does, Warren, it pushes the blood away from the injury to start off with. We carry on putting the vapour onto the tissue, so this is getting colder and colder and colder and colder. And all of a sudden, your brain realises that it's being attacked. And it thinks, sorry to use language, but what's going on here? So what it does, it sends down all our healants. So you're talking your neuropeptides, your cortisones, your histamines. They come flooding back to the area to protect the tissues from the extreme cold. Now, you can't heal any injury in the world without new blood. And all cryotherapy does is pumps new blood into the area, so it heals us 4 times quicker.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And I've had this treatment and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to this other machine though. And what we'll do is we'll get cracking and then later on I'll sort of tell the listeners exactly what it was like. Right, wow, yeah, I've got no pain whatsoever, and that was the weirdest sensation I think I've ever had. It felt like your hands were on fire as you massaged me back. I mean, how does it work? Because obviously the listeners can't see exactly what you've just done.
No, well, what it is, Warren, so you lay face down onto the bed, your stomach is in contact with the black pad. I'm actually wearing bracelets which conduct electricity. So basically what happens is the electricity pumps through the machine, through the pad. As my hands connect onto the human body, the electrical circuit is completed. See, what happens is electricity comes out of the end of your hands into your fingertips, into the tissues.
You couldn't feel anything like that in terms of electricity, but I definitely feel the heat. In terms of your hands then, because it felt like when you rub your hands together too much and you get friction, does it not burn your hands?
If I was to keep my hands completely still in one place, the heat would intensify into my hands, into my fingertips. The beauty of WinBack, of what we're trying to do here, is I can actually feel the heat through my arms before I can feel into my hands. So if my arms are getting too hot, your tissues are getting too hot where I'm touching. So quite literally, my arms are a good indicator of what's going on through my hands.
I think when you were setting up before, you were doing different power levels. So what sort of setting was it on for me then?
It was on 60%, and I'm sure you would agree it was quite warm, quite hot.
Yes, and it's actually quite a warm day today, but I could certainly feel that. It did feel almost like you can imagine with like real hot pebbles, hot stones on your back, but you could also have the flexibility of using your fingers to get into the knotty bits. So I thought it was a cracking treatment. And then coupled with the localised cryo as well, it was a total different experience. So you've gone from a hot sensation to a cold sensation with the massage, and it certainly feels like you've certainly loosened up the muscles in the back.
Basically, from just a massage point of view, you're lengthening muscles or long muscles that it's shorter. So in essence, you're balancing out muscles. With the cryo and the wind back, what we're doing in essence is confusing the brain. So you've heard of the TENS machine, the old-fashioned TENS machine. It's like that, but it just works on a different frequency. From an analgesic point of view, the wind-backed machine is absolutely fantastic, but the cryo on top of it just literally brings blood back to the area as well. So it's all to do with blood flow and blood control.
Well, that's absolutely brilliant. So if people are in the northwest and they want to come down and have a visit, whereabouts are you, or how can they get hold of you?
Just in Lymm, right opposite the Green Dragon pub in Lymm, so in between Altrincham and Warrington.
I also saw on the way in quite an impressive motorhome fully labelled up with cryo, so what's that?
Yeah, basically we've also got one of the first clinics in the northwest to have the whole body cryo, the localised cryo therapy, which is very, very exciting for us. Now the whole body cryo, you've probably seen this week actually, the England team were using the whole body cryo in between the matches to recover. It's got some very high celebrity net worth behind the whole body cryo. Your likes of Cristiano Ronaldo's got one in his house. Rashford has just bought one in his house. Celebrities are actually saying that this is the coolest trend to hit Hollywood.
Yeah, well, in terms of that, is it just for the rich and famous then, or is it for everyone?
Yeah, absolutely not, Warren. But believe it or not, we had to do a voucher in the clinic, which actually makes the one treatment of the whole body cryo £33. So if you think what you spend on £33 normally, this is a 3-minute treatment, and it does take away aches and pains very, 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 very quickly. And it's like I say, it's used in all top sports teams, venues across the world. England being England, were just slow to catch on, to be honest with you, Warren.
Did I not see someone who's recently got married in one? Was it some royal?
Yes, just before the royal wedding, Prince, he was in just before saying it to the public, I go in this just to take away my aches and pains.
How does it feel to be on your own? Tune into duggystone on the radio.
Well, this sound means it's time for Room On, Off, On.
So, welcome back to Room On, Off, On. So, can you think of some piece of technology that you really, really just hate and wish hadn't been invented, or you'd like to see it go into the void, never to be seen ever again?
Where do I start, Warren, to be absolutely honest with you? Where do you start? Technology is wonderful, but I do hate it when it goes wrong. We're having a major problem with technology PCs at the minute. For example, you turn up in the morning, turn your computer on, and the router just doesn't find the PC. It took us 5 hours to link a printer onto my PC. It's just, I don't understand them sometimes, and when they work, they're absolutely wonderful. Other times, I literally want to burn them and stamp all over them and walk off and never ever use them ever again.
I see you're quite animated about that. So in terms of yours now, when it happens, would you actually want to send it to oblivion and never see it ever again?
Do you know that thing where they shoot animals with bazookas in Thailand? I would quite happily put a PC across the range with a bazooka and just blow it to smithereens, yes.
No animals were injured or hurt in the making of this radio production.
Yes, we do apologise for that bit.
Well, Tim from Pain Solutions, I do feel your pain. So for that reason, PCs that just don't seem to work, I can go to Room On, Off, On. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, you can contact me at contact@bluewasp.co.uk, and it's blue without the E. Be safe.